Russia still has the legacy of the Cold War behind it. And what that means is that it's easy to convince people that Russians are bad. Russians are evil. After all, wasn't the Soviet Union bad and evil? Of course, this is not the Soviet Union. This country today is radically different. If anything, it is extremely religious, culturally conservative. And I think the Russian military, contrary to what's being reported in the Western media, has behaved extraordinarily well, is not guilty of 90% of the war crimes of which it's being accused. On the other hand, the Ukrainian military has behaved atrociously and murdered people in large numbers and celebrated it in Nazi fashion. So at the end of the day, this is an empire of lies. Now, here's some good news. Empires of lies create truth bombs, and the truth bombs are beginning to explode. And I'm sure that you're aware of the leaked documents, but also more and more information from the battlefield is slipping through. Reporters who are not part of the mainstream are there, and they're telling the truth. So it's harder and harder to maintain the fiction that the Ukrainians are winning, that the Ukrainians ever could win, that the Russians are losing, and the Russians are incompetent, incapable, and stupid, just as it's become impossible to argue that the Russian economy has been harmed at all by the sanctions. On the contrary, the Russian economy is doing quite well. So I think that's where we are right now. The Russian military is waiting for the ground to dry. More Ukrainians are attacking. They've lost now at least 300,000 dead. I've seen higher estimates than that. The Russians are looking at perhaps 30,000 killed in action and perhaps 40, 50,000 wounded. But the difference between Russian wounded and Ukrainian wounded is that Russian wounded are quickly evacuated, their wounds are treated, and they're returned to duty, about 90% of them. Whereas the Ukrainian side doesn't do that as well, can't do it as well, and large numbers of people are dying of wounds on the battlefield. So it's a treacherous situation. I think it's a humanitarian crisis. We haven't even discussed the tens of millions of people whose lives are destroyed in Ukraine. 11 million plus have now left the country. I've seen estimates that suggest that they started with 34.5 million in the country. They're down now to somewhere around 18 or 19 million. And the Ukrainians that are coming out now and have been coming out from the beginning all report they have no intention of going back. And we haven't even begun to address the child trafficking and trafficking of women that has gone on without a break, and the black market for much of the material that we've sent over there. And obviously the squandering of cash that ends up in bank accounts in places like Cyprus belonging to people like Zelensky and the key figures in his operation, including generals in the Ukrainian army, even down to the battalion level. This is a disaster. We should put a stop to it right away and try to rescue as much of Ukraine as we can.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator, by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.